In Japan, the kitchen isn't just a place to cook, it's the heart of harmony. Even the smallest spaces feel open, calm, and perfectly balanced. There's no chaos, no wasted movement, no clutter piled on counters. It's as if every item knows exactly where it belongs. But what's their secret? Today, we'll uncover 7 minimalist ways the Japanese use to organize their small kitchens, not only to save space, but to create peace. These ideas go far beyond decoration. They're habits that can change the way you live. Before we continue, I'd like to ask you something. Tell me which country and city you're watching from. I'd love to know and leave you a heart. And don't forget to subscribe and help me reach the goal of 1,000 likes. The first way is the rule of Ichimotsu Zentai, which means one item, one purpose. Japanese minimalists never keep duplicates or just-in-case items in their kitchens. Every utensil must earn its place. If something is used once a year, it doesn't stay in the main space. It's stored away or given new life elsewhere. This principle keeps drawers light, shelves breathable, and decisions easy. You never waste time looking for things because there are fewer things to manage. The second way is vertical organization, using height instead of spreading clutter across surfaces. Japanese kitchens often have narrow shelves, hanging racks, or stacked baskets that rise like quiet towers. It's not about stuffing everything into corners, but letting space breathe upward. The air between objects is as important as the objects themselves. And the third habit might surprise you: empty counters. While many of us keep appliances, jars, and decorations everywhere, Japanese kitchens protect the counter as sacred space, a surface for focus, not storage. The more open the counter, the calmer the cooking. Because when your eyes rest, your mind does too. But the next secret is deeper. It's not about where you put things, but how you treat them. The fourth way Japanese minimalists keep their small kitchens so peaceful is through what they call mottainai, the deep respect for resources. Nothing is wasted, and everything is appreciated. This philosophy isn't just about saving food. It's about honoring the space where nourishment is created. Before cooking, many Japanese people take a brief moment to appreciate the ingredients, the tools, and even the act of preparing a meal. They move with calm precision, not rushing or multitasking. Each motion becomes purposeful. That awareness extends to how they store food and utensils. Instead of large, chaotic refrigerators filled with forgotten leftovers, you'll find small fridges neatly arranged, just enough for a few days. The Japanese see beauty in enough. Their kitchens teach them to live with balance, to buy less but use more wisely. Even the placement of items follows a quiet logic. Things used daily are always within reach, while special tools are tucked away until needed. Nothing stays without a purpose. The fifth way is cleaning as you go. In Japanese kitchens, cooking and cleaning are not two separate tasks. They are one. As a pot simmers, the counter is wiped. After a meal, dishes are washed immediately, leaving no trace of clutter or chaos. This habit keeps small kitchens perpetually calm, as if they reset after every use. It's not about discipline. It's about respect for the kitchen, for the meal, for yourself. When cleaning becomes part of cooking, peace becomes part of living. Try it once. Clean one corner before you start your next meal. Notice how your energy changes. You'll feel lighter, more present, more grounded. The Japanese call this flow seiketsu, meaning cleanliness that touches both space and spirit. But there's another subtle secret that makes these kitchens so balanced, one that's almost invisible, but completely transforms how they feel. That invisible secret is harmony, or as the Japanese call it, wa. It's the idea that balance between things matters as much as the things themselves. In a small kitchen, way means choosing items that belong together in both function and feeling. Every bowl, plate, and utensil follows a quiet rhythm, creating visual calm even before you begin to cook. You won't see bright colors clashing or too many materials mixed. Instead, there's unity, wood, ceramic, and steel living side by side like old friends. This harmony isn't only aesthetic, it helps the mind rest. When your surroundings flow together, your thoughts do too. That's why Japanese kitchens often feel like temples of calm, even in the middle of a busy morning. Another expression of wise movement. Nothing is placed randomly. Every motion follows a smooth path. The knife is near the board, the pot near the sink, and everything returns to its home after use. The Japanese don't just design kitchens, they choreograph them. And that's what makes them so efficient. You can almost feel the rhythm: cut, wash, cook, clean. Each step flows naturally into the next without friction. This invisible rhythm turns chores into meditation. It's not about speed, it's about grace. And grace in small spaces is everything. Imagine cooking in a kitchen where every move feels effortless, where you can find peace in motion. That's what wa brings. But beyond movement and materials, there's one more habit that keeps Japanese kitchens free of tension, a practice that connects cleanliness with gratitude in a truly beautiful way. That next habit is one of the most beautiful lessons in Japanese minimalism, the art of gratitude while cleaning. In Japan, many people softly say arigato while wiping the counter or washing a cup. It may sound simple, but this small act changes everything. It turns cleaning from a chore into a conversation with your home. The kitchen, after all, is where nourishment begins. It's where warmth is created, where families gather, where life quietly renews itself every day. So instead of rushing through cleaning, the Japanese slow down and treat it as care. Every movement says, thank you. Thank you to the pan that cooked a meal, to the knife that sliced vegetables, to the sink that carried away the water. This sense of gratitude fills the room with calm energy. You can feel it in the air, a stillness that's both humble and powerful. It's why Japanese kitchens never feel cold, even when minimal. There's life in them, gentle, respectful, and deeply human. When you begin to clean this way, your relationship with your kitchen changes. You no longer see it as a space to manage, but as a companion that supports you. You start noticing the sound of water, the way light reflects on clean surfaces, the scent of wood and soap. Each detail becomes part of the ritual. This quiet mindfulness keeps the kitchen fresh without effort. It's not about perfection, but presence. The Japanese call this state kokoro no kirei, a clean heart. And maybe that's the real secret behind their spotless homes. They clean the space, but they also clean the spirit. Still, there's another secret to their harmony. One hidden in how they design every inch of their kitchens, even the smallest ones. In Japan, even the tiniest kitchens feel surprisingly spacious. The secret lies in design guided by intention, not excess. Every inch serves a purpose, and every corner is thoughtfully planned. You won't find bulky cabinets filled with forgotten gadgets. Instead, there's light, balance, and flow. The Japanese understand that space is more than physical. It's emotional. That's why they favor open shelving and sliding doors, which invite air and movement. The goal isn't to show off, but to breathe. When you see a Japanese kitchen, it often looks effortless, as if it organized itself. But behind that simplicity are years of quiet wisdom. They know that too many drawers hide too many decisions. So they choose visibility over volume. When everything is seen, everything is remembered. Clear containers replace chaos. Matching jars, labeled baskets, and natural materials create visual calm. Nothing shouts for attention, yet everything feels alive. The light wood tones, the soft whites, the touch of bamboo. It's all part of an emotional language that says, you're safe here. Even colors follow the philosophy of shibui, understated beauty. Nothing bright, nothing loud, just gentle harmony that allows your senses to rest. This design isn't about minimalism as a trend. It's about creating peace through function. When you can move easily and find what you need instantly, stress disappears. The kitchen stops being a workplace and becomes a sanctuary. Try it yourself. Remove one unnecessary item from your counter today and watch how lighter your space feels. The difference is instant, not just in how it looks, but in how it breathes. And once your space breathes, so do you. But one last idea transforms these kitchens from organized to truly soulful. And it's something most of us never think about. That final idea is emotional connection, the invisible thread that ties every Japanese home together. In Japan, people don't organize only for appearance. They organize for feeling. Each object carries a story, and each story deserves respect. When you hold a cup, you remember who gave it to you. When you touch a knife, you think of the meals it helped create. This awareness turns simple tools into companions. The Japanese call this spirit mono, no aware, the gentle appreciation of things. It's the understanding that even ordinary objects hold emotion, and that caring for them is a form of gratitude. That's why they avoid cheap, replaceable clutter. They choose fewer, better things and treat them well. This habit naturally keeps spaces clean, because when you love something, you take care of it. You don't let dust cover what you respect. Imagine if every item in your kitchen made you smile or reminded you of something meaningful. Cooking would feel lighter, more peaceful, almost sacred. That's how Japanese kitchens feel, alive with intention. This emotional bond also explains why decluttering in Japan isn't about throwing things away. It's about releasing them with thanks. When something has served its purpose, it's not discarded, it's honored. This act turns goodbye into grace. So every shelf, every drawer holds not just organization, but respect. And that respect changes the energy of the home. It's subtle but powerful. You walk into the room and feel balance, even before you see it. That's what makes Japanese minimalism so much more than design. It's a philosophy of care. And when that care becomes habit, your small kitchen stops feeling small. It starts feeling infinite. In the next story, we'll explore how Japanese women turn these habits into a daily ritual of peace, one that begins in the kitchen but transforms the entire home. For many Japanese women, the kitchen is more than a room. It's a reflection of their inner balance. Each morning begins with quiet movements, the opening of a window, the soft sound of water running, the gentle clinking of dishes. It's not rushed or loud. It's a moment of meditation disguised as routine. The Japanese call this asa no katazuke, the morning tidy. Before breakfast, they spend a few minutes aligning their kitchen, resetting it to calm. This small act sets the tone for the entire day. It reminds them that peace begins with order, and order begins with attention. You can see it in the way they handle things, slowly, carefully, with presence. Even when life outside feels chaotic, the kitchen remains steady, like a quiet friend. This consistency is what turns a small space into a peaceful world. There's no need for expensive tools or fancy designs. What matters is rhythm, wiping the counter after every meal, returning objects to their home, folding a towel neatly, closing a drawer with intention. These small gestures say, "I respect this moment." When you live like that, you stop seeing chores as work and start feeling them as grounding rituals. The Japanese believe that by bringing order to your surroundings, you bring order to your emotions. It's a circle. Outer calm feeds inner calm, and inner calm keeps outer order. This is how even the tiniest kitchens feel like temples of simplicity. And when you adopt this mindset, your own kitchen, no matter its size, becomes a place where time slows down and clarity returns. But beyond the rhythm and the order, there's a deeper reason why these habits last. A quiet secret hidden in the way Japanese people end their days. At the end of each day, when the city quiets and lights dim, Japanese families perform a ritual called Yoru no Suji, the nightly reset. It's a few minutes of mindful cleaning before going to bed, and it's one of the most powerful habits for maintaining lasting peace in the home. They wipe the table, wash the dishes, and make sure the sink is empty. No clutter is left to greet the morning. It may seem simple, but this small ritual carries deep meaning. It says, "Today is complete." By closing the day with order, they open the next with clarity. The Japanese understand that chaos left overnight grows heavier by morning, not just in the kitchen but in the mind. That's why even in busy households, they take this moment to restore balance. It's not perfection they seek, but harmony. A clean kitchen in the morning means a clear spirit for the day ahead. This nightly ritual also nurtures gratitude. As they wipe the counter, many whisper "Otsukare-sama," a phrase that means "thank you for your effort." It's said to family members, to the space itself, and even to oneself. That kindness softens the edges of daily life. It turns obligation into care. Imagine ending your evening this way. No rushing, no screens, just soft light, gentle movement, and the sound of water. That's how peace is built, not in grand moments, but in quiet repetition. The Japanese know that what you do every night becomes who you are every day. It's not the size of your kitchen that matters. It's the presence you bring into it. And when that presence becomes habit, your space starts reflecting calm back to you. But the most beautiful part of all is what happens when these habits extend beyond the kitchen, into the way you live, think, and breathe. Once these habits move beyond the kitchen, something magical happens. They start shaping the way you live every moment. Japanese minimalism isn't just about clean spaces. It's about clear minds. When your kitchen flows, your thoughts begin to flow too. The rhythm of tidying, wiping, and putting things away creates a sense of stability that gently spreads into every part of life. You find yourself breathing slower, reacting with more patience, and seeing beauty in small things. A cup of tea feels deeper, a quiet morning feels richer. This is what the Japanese call seikatsu no bi, the beauty of everyday life. It means finding art in simplicity and peace in repetition. When your environment supports your inner calm, life feels lighter. You no longer chase constant improvement. Instead, you find joy in balance. That's why Japanese homes, no matter how modest, feel like sanctuaries, because they're built on respect and presence. Even children learn early to take responsibility for their space, to clean after themselves, to honor what they use. These habits create adults who live with grace instead of stress. Western homes often focus on what's missing. Japanese homes focus on what's enough. And that shift, from wanting more to appreciating what is, changes everything. It brings stillness where there was noise, clarity where there was confusion. When your kitchen reflects gratitude, your heart begins to mirror it. The way you care for your home becomes the way you care for yourself. And that's the real lesson behind minimalism, not to own less, but to love more intentionally. Still, there's one more insight, a quiet truth that reveals why these Japanese practices endure for generations without fading. The reason these practices last generation after generation is because they are not trends, they are values. Japanese minimalism is born from kata, the way of doing things with grace and respect. It's passed down quietly, from parent to child, not through lectures, but through example. A grandmother wiping the sink after tea, a mother folding a towel with precision, a father lining up chopsticks before dinner. These small actions teach more than words ever could. They show that order is love made visible. In Japan, people don't clean because they have to. They clean because they care. It's an act of gratitude, a form of mindfulness. And when children grow up surrounded by this energy, it becomes natural for them to live the same way. There's no need to force discipline when peace is a habit. That's why Japanese homes rarely feel sterile or strict. They feel alive, filled with quiet care. Even the simplest movements have intention. It's what makes a small kitchen feel big and a simple meal feel sacred. This cultural continuity protects harmony in a fast-changing world. While trends come and go, the spirit of kata remains. A reminder that grace lives in how you do things, not what you have. Western culture often chases new systems, new hacks, new styles. But in Japan, the wisdom is timeless. It's not about doing more, it's about doing with meaning. When you embrace that idea, your space transforms, and so do you. You start to live with rhythm instead of resistance. The Japanese say, a person who cares for their home will always find peace. But to truly feel that peace, there's one last step. The gentle heart behind all these minimalist ways. The gentle heart behind Japanese minimalism is compassion, omoyari. It means to act with consideration for others, for space, and for oneself. In Japan, even the smallest gesture in the kitchen is filled with this feeling. When someone prepares a meal, they think not only about taste, but about how the food will make others feel. They arrange plates neatly, pour tea quietly, and move with awareness so they don't disturb the peace of the room. This same compassion is reflected in how they maintain their space. A clean counter means not creating stress for someone else. A well-folded towel means respecting the next person who will use it. These details may seem small, but together they build an atmosphere of kindness. That's why Japanese kitchens, even when tiny, feel warm. They carry emotional softness. Omoyari also extends to oneself. It means not demanding perfection, not feeling guilt for what you can't do today. It's giving yourself permission to rest, to try again tomorrow. When you apply this to your home, you stop fighting it. You begin to see your space as an ally, not an enemy. Cleaning becomes self-care, not punishment. Each act of order becomes a small kindness, a way to say, I deserve peace. This mindset is the true foundation of minimalism, not strictness, but compassion in motion. It's what transforms simplicity into serenity. When you live with Omoyari, your kitchen becomes a place of quiet joy, and your heart becomes lighter. It's not just organization, it's emotional alignment. Everything feels connected again. Your thoughts, your movements, your space. But before we close, there's one more truth, a final reflection that ties all of these habits into a lasting way of life. When you begin to live with these 7 Japanese minimalist ways, your small kitchen stops being just a space and becomes a reflection of peace. The clutter fades, but more importantly, so does the noise inside you. You start to move slower, breathe deeper, and cook with gratitude. You begin to understand that simplicity isn't about having less. It's about making room for what truly matters. The Japanese show us that a small kitchen can feel infinite when filled with care, intention, and respect. Every gesture, wiping a surface, placing a bowl, folding a cloth, becomes a quiet ritual that connects body and soul. You no longer fight your space. You flow with it. The kitchen transforms from a place of tasks into a sanctuary of balance. And even when life feels heavy outside, this small room becomes a reminder that peace is always within reach. The beauty of Japanese minimalism is that it doesn't ask for perfection. It invites awareness. It teaches that order is love, and that every act of care adds calm to the world. So today, as you look around your own kitchen, remember this. It doesn't need to be big to be beautiful, only love to be alive. Start with one drawer, one counter, one small moment of gratitude, and let peace unfold from there. Because harmony isn't found, it's created, one mindful movement at a time. Thank you for joining this journey toward a simpler, more peaceful home. If this message inspired you, share it with someone who needs calm in their life, and don't forget to subscribe. Together, we can bring more Japanese harmony into the world, one home at a time.